I know you are ready for the price of gold and silver to skyrocket when these major cracks in the economy start to show up, because that's when the Fed's going to have to pivot. You know that whole story. But today we are going to learn about something. We're going to learn about the Baltic Dry Index. It sounds like it's British to me, but I have no idea who calculates this thing, but it's showing an incredible change that points towards a big crack in the economy, which eventually could lead to big gains in the price of gold and silver. And there's a couple other little things we want to mention about the economy as well, that maybe it's not so strong. I haven't heard Janet Yellen talk about that lately. Let's dig in right now. Are you wondering what the heck the Baltic Dry Index is? It's a measurement of global shipping and economic health. It covers the rates that shippers pay to ship those big container things all over the world. Did you know there's 3 types of ships that it applies to? They are the Cape size, which sounds a lot like capsize to me. I don't know that I'd want to be in that area of the shipping industry. Panamax, which I'm presuming means a ship that's just big enough to get through the Panama Canal, but I really have no idea. And Supramax, which has to be those giant, you've seen the pictures, those giant ships that have like thousands of those 40-foot shipping containers on them. The ones that some people want to turn into houses. I always find that interesting, these shipping container houses. But nonetheless, those are the 3 big types of ships, and the Baltic Dry Index measures the rates that are being charged to ship those big containers on those 3 types of ships all around the world. It crashed almost 18% day over day in one day. It was the biggest collapse in history. Well, then another article I read said since 1984, and heck, I was 14 years old in 1984, so that pretty much is history. But here's the important thing to remember about that number. That is an up-to-date, up-to-speed, real-time indication as to what's going on in the economy. These employment numbers, like it's almost early January at this point. We're going to get the December employment numbers. That is always old news. A lot of these government numbers that everybody relies on so heavily, right? These big headline numbers, they're always old news. This is real-time data, and it shows crash. We got 2 more points to talk about, very interesting, that show the economy is at minimum slowing. But first, I want to say thank you for joining me today. You're always welcome here in the basement. We love to talk about these subjects. Leave a comment in the comment section below. You can subscribe right here. Please give the video a thumbs up. Now, the next point we want to touch on, okay? IMF Managing Director, not just a director, Kristalina Georgieva, she told our favorite news channel, CBS, Face the Nation on Sunday morning. You had to be up, you were probably at church, but nonetheless, Sunday morning, she said 1/3 of the global economy will be in recession this year. Now, these people, they're always the most optimistic. So we can think maybe 2/3 of the global economy will be in recession this year. But then it gets even better, because former Federal Reserve Chairman Alan Greenspan himself recently said that a recession is the most likely outcome of the Fed's recent action. That's a former Fed chair saying that it's most likely we are going to have a recession because of the actions of the Federal Reserve over the last 2 years. I mean, doesn't it make sense with all this debt? I mean, there is so much debt in the world that when rates go up at the rate that they went up, that creates major shockwaves throughout the United States of America economy and the world economy. We know most of the rest of the world outside of the United States is struggling even more than people in the good old United States of America, people in Missouri like me, people in foreign countries are struggling. It's going to be real interesting as we move through 2023 how all of this plays out. But you know I'll be here with you through it all. If you need to ship something in a 40-foot container, the rates are real low. Remember, the Baltic Dry Index crashed. Hey, I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me today.